This is my review of the first episode of the Bleach anime. As I said, in most cases I will be doing 2 manga chapters and then watching an anime episode. This was just a unique thing. I'm hoping that they kind of end up similar with the anime. I'm gonna be covering the filler as well, so I'm probably gonna I'll be doing a weird thing with the manga where like I'll probably be ahead of it at times and then I'll fall behind it and then I'll get ahead of it and fall behind it just based on how the numbers work out. If one gets done before the other, I can always add the movies and break up stuff, the monotony. Yeah. So, as soon as I start the episode, I'm hit with Asterisk, the first opening, and it's just such a fucking great opening. Bleach just has some of the best openings in anime, and everyone will say that. It really does. It has incredible openings. They're almost all fucking memorable. And just great songs, great animation, great artwork, just incredible. The only series I've seen that was like so consistent with great openings is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. For the longest time, Bleach actually had my favorite of all the anime openings I'd seen for quite a few years. And I'll kind of go over what I think of the opening. I don't think it's super representative of what the series is or would become, because there's a big scene in it where like Ichigo's fighting a bunch of Shinigami, and that kind of does happen, but this makes it seem, I don't know, it was just different. It makes it seem like it would happen a lot earlier, and it makes it seem like it would be, feel like it would be under different circumstances than what it ends up being. But other than that, it captures perfectly the whole like slice of life feel of it. It's a very much feels like early 2000s. It's a great song, really fun opening, lots of colors. It's just such a fucking good opening. It just makes me feel nostalgic. It reminds me of watching Bleach like late at night and stuff. It just fucking hits you in a certain way when you hear it. And then we open in Wakamundo, and immediately we have like my fucking favorite OST. We have the it's like the creepy whispering OST. I don't know, that's all I know to call it. They're doing some kind of chant or something, and it's like synthesized. And kind of leads into the guitar at the very end. It's just such a good OST. I don't know what it's called. I don't know if it's an OST specifically for Hollows or Recommender or what it is, but I just love it. I love Bleach's music. It has such great music. One of the best soundtracks in anime ever, if not the best. It's just so fucking incredible. Oh, man. I could go on and on about the music, and I will. Every episode you will hear me just praising the fucking music to high heaven, because it just has such great music. Especially this first, whatever this arc is called, I don't know, Shinigami arc. Substitute Shinigami arc is what I assume it's called. It just has the best fucking music. We see like 2 forms come out of the shadows, hollows basically, of Wakamundo. There's these shadows that are cast from like these mounds of sand, and from them come 2 hollows. And we see them both descend on the area where Ichigo lives from Wakamundo. And then we see Rukia on the light post in front of the moon, and it's just so well directed. It really feels, it looks great, it feels great. Amazing fucking beginning to the series. As far as the anime is concerned, I think this whole area particularly was just superior. It also feels a lot easier to understand what's going on in the anime, and that's probably just an advantage that the anime has. But the scene where he's beating up the thugs and stuff just felt easier to follow in the anime than in the manga. It's kind of hard to know from one panel to the next what exactly is going on. And here comes the differences, and this is where my criticisms of the anime unfortunately start, and there's quite a few of those. I remember the anime was my original presentation. I've seen this particular section twice, so yeah. When I criticize it, it's valid criticism. I'm not talking with nostalgia for the manga. Here, instead of showing the kids, the punks, the kid that's all bloody, he just threatens to kill them. Basically, he says, next time they'll put flowers for you. And then they say, oh, sorry, and they freak out, and they run away. And then the kid appears behind him and just kind of thanks him, as she's not bloody. And Ichigo just says, you're welcome, and he kind of walks off. And this is what I mean by it's vastly different, because in the manga, apparently he can make spirits visible, but in this, he can't. And that's just very, very different. It makes me wonder what in the fuck. Karin and Yuzu's places at the table are switched. They're reversed, so in the manga, Yuzu's back was to you and she was turned around, and then Karin was across the table, but in the anime, Karin's back is to you and Yuzu is at the table, and they're much less expressive here in the anime, and that's normal. Anime usually isn't as expressive as manga, but it kind of doesn't handle the comedy isn't there without them being so expressive. But one thing I will say is I think the art and the characters' designs overall in the anime are more consistent. And I haven't really seen a lot of the manga, but I have seen quite a bit of panels and stuff. Byakuya early on looks very different from what he does later. So, yeah, I think it's fair to say that the art and character designs look a lot more consistent in the anime than the manga. But I guess later on, maybe it'll be more consistent in the manga. I don't know. Time will tell with that. But I think that's an early criticism I can give and praise I can give to the anime. They add a line in with Karin calling the ghost cold. And I already talked about, here it seemed like we get confirmation Yuzu cannot see ghosts and Karin can kind of see ghosts, and I get Karin doesn't believe ghosts. So the ghost kind of goes by, Yuzu saying so cold, and it was funny. I think it was funnier in that than in the manga. But I swear to God, in the manga, Yuzu was the one who pointed out that the ghost was there instead of Karin. Time will tell with that also, but I believe that I'm right with that. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And Yuzu just couldn't see ghosts in either the manga or the anime. I don't know. And then they completely change everything. Ichigo goes to bed and we go to the next day. And I was kind of shocked. I was like, what? I didn't even remember that this happened. But yeah, instead of Ichigo meeting Rukia, her showing up in his room, we just go to the next day. And Ichigo goes by his sister as he gets some bread, and he sees on the news that there was destruction near his house, and he goes by to school, and he sees a big piece of the where the area that was destroyed has been blocked off by police and stuff. There's smoke, and everyone thinks it was an explosion from terrorists or something. And Ichigo's going to deliver more flowers to the light pole where the girls' flowers were that were knocked over. And then he hears a scream and a monstrous roar. And he goes running, and this random woman can hear the hollow screaming, but the guy that's near her can't. And that's an interesting tidbit. Some people are sensitive to it, and most people aren't. But everyone notices when it destroys a piece of a building, it's like a big explosion, everyone starts running away. Ichigo runs up to the smoke and he sees the hollow early, so this completely destroys the scene where he's like freaking out and then sees Yuzu. Because he just sees it here and he's just like, oh, was that a monster? Like, yeah. It destroyed that scene. And he meets the girl with the chain that he helped. So they're giving her an extended role here. They both begin running from the hollow, but she falls over. He goes back to try to help her, and it catches up to them, and it's ready to eat them. And then Rukia shows up, and she slashes its mouth and destroys its teeth. And then it goes to try to attack her again, and she just slashes it down the face and body, slashing it in half. And then it disappears. And, it dies, and then she just kind of looks, and she walks away and disappears, and people are running, and the ghost is gone, and this completely destroys Ichigo's meeting with Rukia. It changes it entirely, making it a lot less impactful, and some things just don't work. Ruins his being afraid of the hollow. It's just, I don't know why they did this. I don't know why they added this the way they did. They could have added this without having Ichigo there and it would have been fine. We would have seen this girl move on from the Kanso and stuff, but no. So, yeah. I was patient. I was waiting to see what would happen. We see the butterfly enter Ichigo's room, and it's night again, apparently, and then Rukia's just there. And we hear my fucking favorite OST once again with, like, the, like, synth music and stuff, and then we start hearing the guitar, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's just, it's so nostalgic and such a fucking great OST. I love it so much. And Rukia obviously goes in the room, she's ignoring Ichigo, looking for the hollow. And he kicks her and basically says, why are you ignoring me? But it's not the same interaction. It's just, oh, hey, I met you earlier. Yeah, you did. It's like, what the fuck? So, in the manga, he kicks her because he thinks she's a burglar, but here, he just kicks her because she's ignoring it. It's just weird. He tries to kick her again. There's a good scene where she leaps, steps on his foot, and then steps on his head and kicks him down while she lands. I thought that was a nice little addition. Shows her skill as a fighter, but this still is ruining their introduction. And then we see the girl that Ichigo was with earlier when Rukia killed the hollow, running from a different hollow, the one from the manga. Why didn't Rukia perform Kanso on this girl and save her? How does that make any fucking sense? And this is what I mean by this just destroys everything. This just makes Rukia look incompetent as fuck at her job. I don't understand why she wouldn't have performed Kanso. That literally makes no sense. They have like completely just ruined everything with this. Speaking of Kanso, she obviously, is going through the whole thing of, do you believe me? So we come back from the girl, and we have the scene where Ichigo is like going over everything Rukia told him, and he doesn't believe her. And they treat it like it's the manga where she's like, well, you see ghosts, so why wouldn't you believe I'm a Shinigami? That's not even the point. The point is, Ichigo literally watched her kill a hollow already. Why would he not believe that she's a Shinigami who fights hollows when he literally watched her kill a fucking hollow in front of him? This is why this destroys this interaction. This is what makes this so fucking stupid. It doesn't make any fucking sense. They destroy this interaction, bro. So now he just looks like a fucking idiot. And she uses Sai on him. Looks pretty much the same. She of course goes up and comes down, uses Console. Console looks really cool here. Like, the guy kind of just fades into this blue pool. The drawing scene where she's drawing the hollows and the holes and explaining it to Ichigo was a lot funnier in the anime. She calls him Baron, which is funnier. There's just like a lot more. It's just, it's moving and stuff, so there's just a little more life to it, I feel like. And now we're hearing like my second favorite OST, the kind of foreboding sounding one. Where it's just like blah, blah, blah. And it's another like synthetic or synthesized like OST. I don't know how to describe it. That's just basically when they're like getting ready to have the hollow show up. And in the manga, I believe we are told outright that the hollows eat souls and they eat people on occasion. But here Rukia says, we don't know why hollows attack people and souls. They just do it. We're still learning about them. And I don't know why they said that and why they added that in, because that's just stupid as fuck. You know exactly what they're doing. They're trying to eat people. That's why they bite. It catches up to the girl that Rukia didn't save. And then it turns away from her to go and go after Ichigo, and it can talk. Now, I don't mind that it can talk, but I don't think it talked to the manga, so I don't know why it's talking in the anime. In the anime, a lot of hollows talked, and I thought that was normal. But then later on, they stopped talking, and I have to wonder, do they just stop talking because they never talked to the manga? Is Grand Fisher gonna talk? I have no fucking idea. Gonna find out. Yeah, just leaves the girl to go after Ichigo. The girl that Rukia didn't save. For no reason. And the hollow mentions it smells, it feels a high spiritual energy or whatever. And it smells a human, but it also smells a Shinigami. So it knows what Shinigami is, implying it's fought one before. And then we come back, and Rukia opens the door, and she feels the spiritual pressure of the hollow as it arrives at his house and stuff. But then Yuzu is the one who comes to the room. Instead of Karin, it's Yuzu. And the roles, once again, are reversed. Not only was there sitting at the table reversed, everything's fucking reversed. And Yuzu's the one at the door. I guess it's because Karin's the one who can feel spirit energy, so she would have the most attractive soul to it, but I don't know. Rukia actually goes after the hollow, jumping down the stairs and stuff, leaving Ichigo behind, which makes her feel more confident and focused here than in the manga where she was just talking to Ichigo. I liked that. And then Ichigo comes stumbling down the stairs, which is different, and he gets up and she's shocked that he's moving inside, and of course then he starts breaking out of it. And they added in a bunch of characters. I don't know if they're kanji or katakana. I don't know really how to recognize the difference, but there's characters around him, and then a whole string of Japanese characters around his arms, and he breaks free of it, and the characters go everywhere. I thought that was a really nice addition. That looked really good. But Ichigo's Seiyu sounded terrible as he was struggling to get through it. His whole Ichigo voice just fades away, and he just sounds weird. Didn't like his struggling scream thing here. And then he grabs a weird piece of medical equipment or an ironing rack or something. I don't know what the fuck it was. And he goes to try to attack the Hollow. And his father just isn't here. He's not injured. He's just gone for no reason. That's fucking weird too. He gets hit away. The medical equipment doesn't break. And then he goes to attack Ichigo again, but he dodges it, and then Rukia slashes its arm. But it, like, still has a hold of Karin for a little bit, and then it lets her go. And then it retreats into Wakamundo and is still talking. I don't know why it retreated into Wakamundo. That's really weird. And then one of the OSTs comes back, and I'm really enjoying it. Love the music so much. It's just so good. And then Rukia gets injured, obviously. Or no. No, I'm jumping ahead. So it comes back, and Rukia's telling Ichigo about his powers, right? How he attracted the Hollow. But in this, she says that when he came in contact with the little girl ghost, it awakened the powers inside of him. That's why she couldn't sense the Hollow. And that's just not true. That wasn't in the manga. The little girl did not activate his powers. Not that I saw. So why are they just like rewriting all of this shit? I don't understand why they're rewriting all this shit. And then they just completely go off the rails. Ichigo's like, oh, I did this to my family. And he just runs away from Rukia. She's standing in between him and the Hollow. He just runs away over here in the middle of the street. And it's like, come on, eat me. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? What do you mean, eat me? She's fighting it. What are you fucking doing? And of course it goes in to fucking bite him. And she gets bitten because he's acting like a fucking idiot. They're like making everyone look incompetent here. I don't understand it. Why did he run away from Rukia? What the fuck good? What sense does that even make? In the manga, she gets smacked away and it goes to attack him and she leaps back in front of him. I guess they thought, like, oh, she wouldn't be able to make it in time. So instead, they just make Ichigo a fucking moron. And somehow that's better? He literally, she's like ready to continue fighting it and he just runs away and gets out from behind her and that gets her injured. Dumbest shit I've ever seen. I don't know what the anime staff was thinking, but that was terrible. The bite looks a lot like less severe here. Like in the fucking manga, it's like that, like biting across her abdomen, and here it's like biting her left shoulder. But there is a very nice detail where like her sword is on its teeth, and you see her like force it up its teeth, and then get to its gums and slash it. And that scene looked really nice. But she shouldn't be like unable to fight because the bite wasn't that bad in this. And then Ichigo gets his powers. They were like rushing this as fast as possible. So they had like 3 minutes left on the episode, and so they just hurry up. Bam, he gets stabbed. This pretty much 1-to-1. The big flash as it's coming in, bang, its arm's cut off. We see Ichigo. He goes in, cuts its leg off. He says, this is for my family, and he cuts it down the face, and it dies. Ichigo's OST starts playing, the jazzy one. And then there's the ending song. I don't like the ending song or the ending theme. And then we have the next episode preview, which is the Orihime's brother episode. I gotta say, go. Both are. I just say go with the manga. Like the music and stuff is great, and the art is great, and the opening is great. But man, do they just make these characters look incompetent and stupid? Jesus Christ. Christ, it looks so fucking stupid. After having read the manga, that she didn't perform Kanso on the girl when she saved her from the second hollow that wasn't even in the manga. And Ichiko just runs out and gets her injured for no reason. Stupid. It's a good fight, but it's just filled with stupid. That's my review of this episode. Hopefully we can just keep rolling pretty consistently and getting these done.